The People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Thursday, March 22, sent a message to the federal government asking it to fight corruption and stop hounding members of the opposition parties, including the Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Olagundian, the PDP said it was not happy with the motion ex parte filed by the Special Presidential Investigation Panel for the Recovery of Public Property seeking the forfeiture of assets allegedly not declared by the Ekweremadu. While saying Ekwuremadu's travail could be a plot to silence the opposition, the party said while it is in full support of any genuine anti-graft war, the All Progressives Congress, APC, led administration's obsession with lawmaker was another clear indication that it was not ready to fight corruption, but rather out to scandalize, persecute, and bring down its perceived opponents. The PDP recalls that this government rushed to arraign Senator Ekweremadu and the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, in 2016 on trumped-up charges of forgery of Senate Standing Rule, even when there was not even a mention of their names in the contentious police report or proof of evidence. It eventually withdrew the charges for lack of merit. The police raided and ransacked Senator Ekwuremadu's official guest house in Abuja in May 2017 and blamed it on false whistleblowers, whom they charged to court. Nothing has been heard about the trial of the alleged false whistleblowers again. In the current matter, apart from relying on an obsolete law to dabble into the roles of the Code of Conduct Bureau, we are not surprised that the panel could not carry out a thorough and independent investigation on the purported property of the senator, but relied on a petition by the former Chief Judge of Enugu State, Justice Innocent Umzialike, who is standing corruption trial in several courts, after his removal from office by the National Judicial Council, NJC, in 2017. We recall that the senator accused Umzialike and some politicians of stealing and doctoring his will, inserting non-existent properties or properties that had nothing to do with him. It is also instructive that this calculated smear campaign is in the guise of forfeiture of phantom assets came on the heels of Senator Ekwuremadu's alarm and scathing criticism of the APC-led administration over the nation's deteriorating democracy and in the midst of the ongoing executive legislature fascia-off, in which a ranking senator of the APC extraction identified Ekwuremadu as a pillar of support to the Senate President. The PDP said that contrary to the claim by the federal government, Senator Ekwuremadu had declared his assets. The PDP accused the federal government of rushing to court without proper investigation and turned deaf ears to the outcry by Nigerians for the prosecution of the administration's functionaries and friends indicted of corruption. This government and party have a whet appetite for prosecution and media trial of the opposition while investigation is on, but refuses to prosecute its members and friends indicted by even its own presidential or ministerial panels. While members of the opposition are taken to court on stretchers, the former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachirlewo, indicted by both the Senate and a presidential panel, only got a pat on the back. The APC federal government has failed to prosecute those involved in the Ike Ekweremadu scandal, and the recall of fugitive Abdul Rashid Maina, among others. Ekweremadu is a major symbol of the opposition. We believe that this is part of the grand plan to strangulate the PDP ahead of the 2019 elections, and we will resist. Now that the federal government has gleefully inundated the public with the imaginary assets of the Deputy Senate President, can it now also publish the full assets of the President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbanjo, cabinet ministers and APC governors, who have all failed to make public their assets as promised during the 2015 election, the statement added.